Hello and welcome to Matt's Rocks. Today I'm going to do this I found a piece of white tiger eye and I cut it in half. And I'm just going to make freeform cabs out of it because I'm hoping I can get that done without it turning dark on me like all the rest of the tiger eye I've tried to do in the last little bit. Or well, actually the ones that I've had. Most of them I got from National Geographic. They were small pieces that came in the tumbler. I thought I still had one laying here. No, I did it a while back. And then I found a piece or two of red also, I think. But I'm just going to make two freeform cabs out of these. And I'm going to have to take off quite a bit of this base material here because I don't know if it's host rock or what it is. I just know it's not tiger eye. And I'll have to take off the same on the top here, but I wanted to get this down to a thinner size where I could work it, and then I'll just make a kind of a rounded front on this one and leave the back of it flat, or vice versa. I don't know which, depending on what it looks like when I get to working it. So, but first I'm going to take off the excess. There is a little bit of, I don't think it's host rock on the bottom because it does go all the way down. So I'm not going to take that off other than leveling it off or rounding it or whatever. I think I'm going to start on this big one first. Let me wet it down to make it look, that'll give you a better idea what it looks like. Let's do it on this camera. The reason why I wet it down is because I think I see some fortification lines in that upper. Yeah, there are, but it's just a real thin layer of agate with a bunch of brecciated other stuff underneath it. So between the rough one and between this rough surface, there's a small little fortification line running along the top of that, right underneath the rough stuff. But then it's got all this darker yellowish brecciated, it looks like. I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm going to take that off just because I want it to be about the tiger eye, not the agate. So here we go. Let's get started. See how long this takes me. Hopefully not too long. You keep hearing sounds like somebody's beating on stuff out in the garage. That's acorns hitting on metal roof. That's something we got to put up with this time of the year. All through the year, actually, because there's a tree over here, too big old. It's an oak tree, walnut tree, or acorn tree. But it drops limbs and that stuff too every once in a while. So that's the kind of stuff we gotta just have to live with. Yeah, I knew that top rough stuff would come off. That's it. Smells like gravel too. Lower part feels pretty hard. I'm gonna take that little tab off there. Kind of messy too. At least that gravel type stuff. That may have been sand. I may have been able to wash that off. Nah, probably not. Let's get it all off there so I can get rid of, so I can rinse all that sand back down so I don't scratch something. Dropping agate, or dropping what I'm working on in the bottom of the tray. I don't want it scratching up. Well, we have a flaw. So that means it's going to get a little smaller. I didn't even see that. I guess it's just in the layers. It's probably why I couldn't see it. It was just part of the layers, but it looks like there's more here. But that might come off when I round that edge. Well, that's that much less I got to grind anyway. Makes it where I can set it on here like this. It's not too wide now. I guess that's kind of a plume agate underneath that sandy stuff. Let me get that off my fingers. Now that I've got it all off the stone. It's not darkening up when I come around the outside edge. So good. I think I know what I'm going to do with it now. See how this side broke off and made it crooked on that side. I think I'll just bring this side over and make it just like a fan-shaped, triangular shape. Almost triangle shape. And I think I'll leave some of that on there so I can put a pin in it, or put a bail, drill a hole and put a bail in it. Because most of it I've worked so far isn't as hard as the agate is. It's a lot softer. That's why I was thinking I was going to be able to get this done fairly quick. Time to go to the 220. Starting to knock off too much. I still got some spots I got to take off, but they're a little fragile. But I have some pits down there at the bottom. I wonder if that's working up there. That changes colors. Them shadows make it kind of hard to tell whether I'm actually, whether there's a valley there in that shadow. It looks like there's a valley there because of that shadow. It's also a fracture, but there is no valley. That one's ready to go on. Let's see what we got here. I don't know why I switched wheels already. I should have just went to this next wheel. Or brought this out and started it on the next wheel when I got that one done with this wheel. The freckles don't wash off. I hit it twice and it wouldn't come off. I thought it was a piece of sand. I don't know if that's showing up. It's so dark when you turn it the other way. Darn it. I have to fill up my water again. I just filled it up before I started. So, half gone. It's just harder to keep a hold of these smaller ones. You got big fingers like mine and a half a finger, part of a finger on one hand. Missing. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the 280. Put them both on the 280. And then when I get done with that, I'll bring you back in for the 600 on down. Okay, I got my shape. There's the first one. And like I said, I was going to leave some of that agate on top. That's like a plume agate. And I left as much of that on there as I could. It's still got a pit in it. But you can see the ends of the fibers. See all the little eyes on the ends of the fibers through that. That's kind of a chalcedony, I think. I'm not sure what exactly it is. And then here's the other one. I left left plume agate on the top of it. Got a few pits on that, but it ain't gonna make no difference. So I left a little bit more of the chalcedony on the bottom, root beer chalcedony looking stuff. Root beer colored. And so I'm getting ready to take them to the 600 grit. And we'll go from there, and this is probably only going to take a couple hours. I think it's been an hour, 45 minutes. hour or 45 minutes, something along those lines. I didn't get that as good as I thought I did, but I'm gonna start on this one. And no, I guess I better reset my cameras. There we go. Better get my. Well, that stuff was milky. That might be enough to finish it off. That one's ready for the next one. Okay, that's just because that wheel's so rough. I don't know why it seemed to have gotten coarser when I pretty much wore it out, rather than getting finer grit. This stuff's almost like honey. It's just really soft too, like the Tiger Eye. Not sure what it is, but I don't know, it shows every little showing up a bunch of flat spots. Hard to round it. Might be because of the shape too, but that one's ready for the next wheel. Now we go to the next wheel. Oop, turned that the wrong way. Back to the little one. Water. Okay, that's fracture. It's in the bottom, so it's not going to make no difference. There's several of them there. See what I mean about? Know how good that's coming out. Whether you can see those eyes or not at the in the ends of the fibers. Little circles with some of that amber colored stuff in them a little bit. Well, no, some of it's white. It's kind of neat though. I like that. Okay, I'm back. Got them done. There's the first one. It's got some dull spots on it. I think it's more soft spots than anything else in the white in between the lines. Uh, but I got it polished. Let me show it on the. Let me go ahead and show this other one first. They're both the same. They came from the same rock, so they still got the same soft spots on them. And they're not actually in the same spot, but the lighter the white, the more tendency it has to stay dull in between the lines. Let me show it on this other camera. I've got it zoomed in. I don't know if I can get it to show up. I mean, it looks fairly shiny. According to the lights. Now let's show you the Schiller or whatever it's called, if I can. There's, okay, that's that end. Hey, caught that as it was bouncing off the tripod. See how it gets darker further down when you turn it over? I guess not, maybe. It just seems like it. It's hard to get it to show up. Maybe I can get it to show up on this other one a little better. Yeah, that one's working a little better. I don't remember if it's called Schiller or what it's called, but it's kind of cool. And these both had soft spots, and they just weren't showing up. You'd be able to see it in person. They're just, it's dull spots. And I took it to after I got it polished, and it was just about this good, I took it over to the aluminum oxide to get the rest of that little cloudiness out and turned the whole thing cloudy. I don't know how that happened. I wasn't putting all that much pressure on it, and that's even smaller grit than this 3000. It's a micron sized, 1 or 2 microns, I think. I'm not really sure. I threw away the boxes when I bought it, and it's been 4 years since I bought it, so I just don't remember. I could go back through my paperwork and emails and all that kind of stuff from when I ordered it. Or not emails, but yeah, emails, because I kept the order. And this one has this whole section here looks like it might have come off, but I don't think it will because it's fibrous. And it's got fractures on it, but I don't think it's going anywhere. But so I had to bring it back over here and work for another hour to get it back to this shiny. I didn't even try to put this one on there after I did the There we go, that's showing better. But I kind of preferred this side to be the outside. But it's not showing much schiller on it. A little bit, but not as much. But anyway, yeah, I spent another hour on the 3000 grit trying to get that back. I spent at that time getting it back to looking like it does now, and I said, "Yep." After going back through, and I even stepped back a couple of wheels, and it didn't help any. But I think it's good enough. I don't imagine I'll charge much for them anyway. They're not all that. They're not. I don't know. They're not like perfect. Perfectly formed. Let's put it that way. And it's got so many fractures in it, I don't imagine I'll charge much for it anyway. Anyway, if it does break on somebody, they're not out a whole lot of money. And I don't usually buy, when I make bales or something, or I've got some glue on bales that I won't use very often. They're silver, but I don't want to use them all that often. But I put the bale on there, and then I don't buy chains for them, because I figure everybody likes their own style of chain, and different lengths depending on their body size and all that stuff, and whether they want silver. I'll be putting silver in it for the bales, but I don't know that makes a big difference either. I mean, a silver bale with a gold chain, I don't know if that. I'm not much into fashion. And like I said, I just started this because Dad made Mom some earrings, and I always liked rocks, so I figured I'd get that, see what I could do. It'd give me something to do besides trying to drown myself fishing. I wasn't trying to drown myself, but it almost happened a few times, and I finally decided, yeah, that's just too much. And I don't have anybody down here that I go fishing with all that often, so I would have been by myself and decided that was about it. I think on the next video, I'll see if, well, I don't know. A lot of those fractures are still in good shape, but I don't know that it's going to be. I thought about doing some more of this petrified wood. This is the end piece that I broke in half because it was too thin on these ends, and it was all busted up. But I just cut off enough of it so I could get a flat face on the cab, or the next slab, which I managed to do. Believe it or not. Oh, I do still have, there's the two pieces. I forgot about those. I was looking for this a few minutes ago. But what I want to do is check my other gold and red Tiger Eye and see if they are the same as these, have soft spots, dull spots, and light spots. Because if it is, it's just the way it is. I've not worked enough of it. I've got 4 cabs, I think, maybe 5 out of and then this piece that I haven't done yet. But I had trouble with those because it's so dark down here in these areas here, and dark in the middle here, that I'm afraid it's going to turn dark on me when I start working it, so I don't know. I don't know if it's a bad thing that it turns dark. It just doesn't look like tiger eye when it turns dark. It's now the middle part of it, but when I rounded them too much, I kind of domed them a little too much, I think. So I did a few just flat-faced and made cabs out of a few flat-faced, and because I think I found one slab of tiger eye at the rock shop or rock gem and mineral show in Marion 2 years ago, and I think that's when I did the other gold tiger eye. I've been messing up my fingernails. On these machines. That's what you get when you're working on them. Especially when you're doing stuff that's this small, because every time I tried to turn it and do this, the edge of the corners, it would just snatch it out of my hand. So I couldn't keep a hold of it all that well. But this one doesn't have as many dull spots as the other side, but it does. This whole face is kind of dull. The whole white face that I liked pretty much, it's kind of dull. It does shine back a little bit, but it's not a perfect shine, and I don't really feel good about that, but I also don't feel good about working on it, and then whittling it down to almost absolutely nothing before I get it to shine. So I'm not going to do that. But anyway, you guys take care. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. This one will be out Monday or Wednesday, because I got one for Sunday already. It's the one I did yesterday with the second half of the petrified wood Utah agate. The one that I just showed you the two end pieces from, the piece like this. I just did the second piece of it. I cut it in half because I'm not really all that taken with this section. This is the better section as far as I'm concerned, because that's basically just cloudy milk agate, and it's not all that. And what little bit of lines are in there aren't clear and defined. They're kind of fuzzy too, so I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I may just make samples out of them. I may cut off this and do a cab out of this side. But I don't know about making a cab out of this side. And I've only got a few of them that have, they're little smaller and smaller sections that still look like petrified wood that don't have. And this one's already got any at all. This down here and a little bit there. And this just looks white in the middle. This one's the same way. I could make smaller cabs, but and this one has hardly any at all. It's next to the last before you get to the end piece. And I was thinking about shaping the end piece and just making a sample out of it that you could set down like that. But I don't know if that's going to work out very good either. Not with all the other stuff. And not look good, I should say. Let's put it that way. But that's the video. And you squirrel. So you guys take care, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm not sure which one it's going to be. I'll figure something out here. I may even do these two pieces. I don't know. But I need to get some videos in the bank at YouTube, because I'm going to Louisiana next for Thanksgiving, for about 4 days, 5 days. And so you guys take care and stay tuned for the next one.